Hey guys, Total Control 871. Tonight I am definitely talking about one of my more heavier topics, talking about suicide, the merits of suicide, the purpose of life, where we're all going. But probably even more than that, I would like to talk about does it get better? We've heard a lot of campaigns over the last few years. I know the LGBT community, they have the It Gets Better campaign. It gets better. Does it get better? And for whom? So I'd like to talk a little bit about that tonight. And well, usually in the past, when I was working and had adequate income, I would usually zap myself up a bottle of beer. Unfortunately, I'm afraid my brewery days are a little bit behind me. Money isn't quite that fluid any longer. But it doesn't mean that I can't give myself a little something extra. Let's see what comes out of the old finger snap tonight. Not too bad. Alright, so excuse me a second, will you? In the what is it, the Richard Hughes video that I made last, talking about what I will accept and what I will not accept. There are several demographics who have benefited from a lot of progressive ideology in the past few years. LGBT, the whole It Gets Better campaign. Now, in my employment days, I was discriminated quite a bit for being gay. Let's see. I'll just leave it at that for the moment. And did it get better? Does the LGBT community have better rights now? They do. I think it can be said that things did get better. Unfortunately for me, things got better too damn late. Things got better too late. I'm not really employable any longer, so and it's not just the LGBT community. What is it now? I believe we have both in our military, the Sikhs population, the beards, their long hair, it is now being accommodated. NYPD, again, the Sikhs, beards, hair, turbans are being accommodated. Things got, excuse me, things did indeed get better. Of course, once again, we see that it got better too late for me. I'm too old to go into the military. I can't help but chuckle and laugh when I think about me becoming a police officer. Anyway, politics, drama, controversy, mental trauma that the police have done to me, all of that aside, I'm too old and disabled to join up with the police. But the point is that eventually things got better. But the reoccurring theme here, in case you haven't been following along, is that when things get better, it's always too late for me. I guess that's the whole point that I'm trying to make here. Will things get better for cyclists? Will it get better for cyclists? This might surprise you with me having such a fatalistic outlook. But yes, I think it will. Eventually, it will get better. But just like all the rest of the stuff, it's gonna get better too damn late. You know? You guys should get one of these. So things get better, it'll be too late. I'm getting older. My disabilities, though I'm sure the trolls will never ever agree, they're not made up, they're not convoluted. As a matter of fact, my back was really killing me. A lot of stress, you know. We are going into our, I call it when my body changes its oil, so to speak. The fluids in just about any kind of joint and spinal column. Fluid gets thicker in winter, thinner in summer. Transitional period. And when I go through these transitional periods, well, there could be a lot of call-outs, and there have been a lot of call-outs. The injuries and the joints and whatnot, it can be very debilitating. Anyway, will things get better for me? I don't really see, I don't see it happening anytime soon. In other words, you know, after I've been, you know, maimed, crippled, lost my legs because some truck driver thought that they would make it. They could squeeze past, you know, were I to abdicate my rights to the road and cycle in the hazardous fashion the police are advocating. Were I to be critically injured, you know, fast forward X amount of years, you know, hurrah, yay, cyclists have finally won. We're now acknowledged. Our rights to the roads are finally acknowledged. Hey, quick, somebody get in contact with Total Control. He'll be thrilled. No, I won't be thrilled. I'm fucking, you know, I'm stuck in a wheelchair. Thank you very much. Those are my wheels, you know. So like I say, the any kind of advancement, progress in my life, you know, to date, it tends to come too little, too late. Who knows? That there probably will be some sort of advancement for housing for poor people. Probably when I'm, like, you know, at death's door. You know, it comes too little, too late. Ramakrishna, I know, right? Ramakrishna, there is a saying, in the fullness of time we're all dead. I suppose we all are inexorably ambling toward that inescapable end to all of our lives. So why do people fight so hard to keep people from committing suicide, if that is indeed the end result of everybody's life, rich, poor, motorists, cyclists, you know, what have you? Why do they keep fighting anyway? Therefore, it is my opinion that it is the quality of life. You know, are you happy in life? It is also my opinion that people selfishly want to prevent the miserable, such as myself, from committing suicide. We don't want you to kill yourself because that's going to make us, society, feel bad. Humans are incredibly selfish people. Everything that they tend to do, it's all about it's all about feeling good, you know. They want to constantly feel good, and it's also why they tend to just simply. It's like, I don't want you escaping the hell that you're in because it's going to make me feel bad. This thing was good as hell. Wish I had another one. Ooh, I do. When you're coming toward the end, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want. I've been observing people lately, all different types and classes of life. Actually, I've always observed people, like habitually, like I analyze the shit out of everybody and everything. But specifically, I've been paying attention to people's happiness as of late. Whether it is a middle-class white family, whether it is urban, poor, I'm talking about their expressions of happiness. Some people's expressions are extremely crass and loud and ghetto, and others are more demure. Point is, though, is that seems like everybody seems to be happy. Everybody seems to go through life with a degree of happiness, and that is as it should be. I get it. Everybody has woes. Everybody has troubles and strife, financial difficulties, but everybody, for the most part, they're pretty much happy. I don't feel happy. Nothing is bringing me happiness. This bicycle, the police have robbed my joy of it. They've robbed me of my civil rights. I'm stuck in a court system that is completely shattered. I have no idea how to escape. You know, life is, it's supposed to be something that's happy, that brings you joy, and yet every single day it's the same thing, the same misery. Will that get better? Will that change? I believe it will. It just simply will be too late for me. By the time some judge comes to the understanding that cyclists have rights to the road, there's nothing that can be done for me. I will either be dead or maimed and crippled. I've given up so much. I was talking to somebody There's a guy, a rich guy, got in trouble with the IRS, crashed his private plane into the IRS building. Whether you want to see that as a folk hero or not, because everybody hates the IRS. Point is, he was angry that the IRS was taking away some very, very rich playthings that he has. Me, I'm a man that never had, and what little I did, I now don't even have that. I live homeless in the woods. I'm completely unemployable. My mind is a shattered mess. The people who shattered it will never be brought to justice. I am expected to be a good sport and to ingest and metabolize the psychological trauma that has happened to me. And all I have is, what, some chocolate to self-medicate. People do that. Here, eat something. It'll make you feel better. Isn't that what they say? This is my reality. To spend forever in places like this. No home to ever go to. Fighting one social injustice after the next. Again and again. This isn't going to change, and it's not going to stop. Not in my lifetime, anyway. Maybe the next generation, maybe the generation after that. I don't know. I can tell you that I'm very tired, and I'm very worn, and every single day, every fucking day, and it never stops. I fear the unknown of death, you know, but I've been asking myself, is it a logical fear? I mean, it's where we're all headed. 45 years old. You're more than welcome to Google life expectancies. Black man, morbidly obese black man, you know. And the only reason that you can give me as to why you want me to live is because of how it makes you feel. Not about me. You're perfectly okay with me being forced to stay and suffer. Alright. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. It's a you can't have that conversation with really anybody, a shrink or anybody. See, all of you people out there, you're hardwired to never ever accept suicide under any circumstance. You know, I mean, maybe if you got like fucking bone cancer and shit, one of the most painful forms of cancer, and you know what? Even then, doctors will not, you know, you even gotta fight then. And if we're all headed toward death, does it really matter if I am forced to hang around for the next 20, 30, or 40 years? You know, I'm denied happiness. You know, I can't lower my expectations anymore. You know, like our IRS suicide guy. I mean, he was hell-bent on living a diamond life, living a rich and lavish lifestyle. And if he couldn't have it, then he didn't want any life at all. And I'm just a man who wants to be left alone to ride his bicycle. And that isn't going to happen. If I can't have not even the simplest of things in life, then why do I want this life? Why do I want to stay in this life? You out there, you are going to believe it gets better. Don't do it. Hold on. Stay in there. Chin up. Keep fighting. Because you think it's going to get better. This suicidal rant has been brought to you in part by Häagen-Dazs. Eat a bunch of shit, feel better, and live so that other people can feel good.